Hi there! I'm going to show you how to prepare your files for outsourcing by exporting a Lightroom catalog and then importing the edited catalog from me. Whether you work with one Lightroom catalog for all of your sessions or different catalogs per session, the process is the same. At the end of the video, I'll talk a little bit about what a catalog is, but for now, let's jump right into how to prepare your files for outsourcing. First, you'll want to edit at least 5 to 10% of the images for me to use as guidelines for how the rest of the gallery should look. You're welcome to do more than that if you want to cut down the cost of outsourcing, but I do request at least 5%. This is just so that I can be sure to make the rest of the gallery consistent with your vision. It is helpful for me if your pre-edits are scattered throughout the gallery. That way I know how you would handle different lighting situations. As you edit, simply label your pre-edits a certain color by selecting a number key on your keyboard or by right-clicking and selecting the color label that you want. In this case, I've labeled my pre-edits with the color purple. To view all of your pre-edits, simply filter for that color and you can see how many you've edited to be sure it's within that 5 to 10%. When you're ready to send the images to me, select all the images that you want me to edit along with your pre-edits. If you work in collections, you can simply press Command A to select all the images in the collection. Next, go to File and select Export as Catalog. Go ahead and name the file whatever you want. I'm going to put the number 2 because I've already made one to make the video a little bit quicker. If you didn't select all the images in the collection, you'll receive a checkbox right here that will ask if you want to only include the selected files. Be sure you check that so that I don't receive all the images in your catalog. Leave this box, Export Negative Files, unchecked, and then check these two boxes, Build/Include Smart Previews and Include Available Previews. Click Export Catalog, and then Lightroom will begin preparing your files. If you built your smart previews upon import, this won't take long at all. If Lightroom needs to build the smart previews as you export, it will take a little bit longer. For this catalog of 183 images, it took just under 10 minutes to export and build the smart previews. I'm going to cancel this because I don't need it for the video. So, after you've exported the catalog, navigate to the folder that you just created and verify that there are 3 files. It might not put these files in a folder, so you can put them in one folder if they're not already in a folder. There should be 2 .lr data files, one that's called previews and one that's called smart previews, and then there should be the .lrcat file, which is the file that I will use to edit your images. If you want to speed up the upload process to Dropbox, feel free to compress this folder, but it's not necessary. You can simply drag the folder to Dropbox. Uploading will take anywhere from 10 minutes to a couple of hours, depending on your internet connection speed and how many images are in the catalog. Be sure to do this when you have time, such as overnight or when you're away at work, and be sure that your computer is plugged in. Public Wi-Fi may not be the best to use as it often cuts out and is a little bit slow. Once the folder is uploaded, tag me in the card on Trello or shoot me an email so that I know it's ready for me. In the meantime, be sure you don't move the raw files from their location on your hard drive. If you move the files, my edits won't be able to sync to your images. When I'm done editing the catalog, I'll email you my notes. To sync my edits to yours, find the Edited by Christy folder in our Dropbox folder and download the .lrcat file. And in this case, it went to my downloads folder, so we're just going to move it to my desktop to make it a little bit easier. Once it's downloaded to your hard drive, open your original catalog, not the file that you just copied. Go to File and select Import from another catalog. Navigate to that file and choose it. In the dialog box that comes up, be sure to have this button that says Replace Metadata and Develop Settings Only. Have that selected. And also be sure that you leave this box, Preserve Old Settings as Virtual Copies, unchecked. Trust me when I say that you'll be very frustrated if you forget to uncheck it. It will actually create a virtual copy of your original images and you'll be left with 2 copies of every image. It is not fun at all. Click import, and then this is the fun part. You get to watch your catalog populate with my edits. Be sure to review my email to you for my notes and understand what any labels are or star ratings mean that I applied. And as always, I love hearing your feedback after every catalog delivery. Whether it's positive or negative, I want to hear about it so that I can improve my services to you. So if you don't care to learn a little bit about catalogs, feel free to go ahead and close out this video. But as I mentioned, I want to talk just a little bit about what a Lightroom catalog is. So your Lightroom catalog doesn't actually contain any of your files or your raw images. Your raw images will always be stored wherever you keep them on your hard drive. If you copy your files to your computer when importing them to Lightroom, then by default they'll be stored in different folders in the Pictures folder of your computer. If you simply add them to Lightroom without moving them, then they'll remain on whichever card or hard drive you're importing from. That's what I do just to be sure that all my images are always on my external hard drive, so if anything happens to my computer, I don't have to worry about it. You can also save a backup copy of your Lightroom catalog, the .lrcat file, on your external hard drive if you want to be able to edit between certain different computers or just to have a backup of your edits in case anything happens to your computer. So the catalog itself only contains the data that it will apply to the photos when you export them. So when I edit a catalog for you, I work with the smart previews of your images, which are smaller versions of your images. They're raw files, but they're .dng files, and they're roughly 1/2 to 1 megabyte each. This way, we don't have to share and upload large files, which takes forever. Smart previews are also handy for yourself as well. If you keep your images on an external hard drive, then building smart previews will allow you to edit your images even if your hard drive isn't plugged in, and then you can export them once your hard drive is plugged back in and the edits are synced to your original raw files. When I'm finished editing, you'll import the catalog that I worked on back into your original catalog, and my edits will be synced to your images. As always, if you have any questions, be sure to let me know.